You and your child about to get out at this point. If I'm sitting here, I'm serious. If I'm sitting here correcting some bad behavior and putting the child in the corner and they crying and you come there getting them out the corner, you gonna be doing this on your own.
To protect them, right?
It ain't trying to protect them. That is not helping the situation because you're teaching that child to disregard and disrespect me.
Right.
The person that's like, you don't have to listen to this person.
Right.
Anytime you come trying to undo the discipline I'm providing, and you want me to watch this child, let the child be out of control on your time.
Allen&Eve here to help you believe
that marriage is not a game.
Talk to him, girl. What up, though, everybody?
Thank you for being that loud.
Welcome to the Allen&Eve podcast. Allen&Eve podcast. Yeah. I get so happy, guys, a lot of times because I'm here with my wife doing this.
My bestie.
Right. Doing this podcast. It's so much fun.
It is fun. It's always fun having a conversation with you.
Right. But welcome, everybody. If you're new to this channel, new to this podcast, understand we're talking about marriages and relationships and on your way to the altar and on your way to marriage. Christians out there, marriage, we're so heavily.
Or on your way out the door.
Or out the door or something like that. Heavily on marriage, the dynamic of marriage. We believe marriage is the key for families out there. People should be getting married or even just being separated and single. Understanding the a lot that goes into marriage and really figuring this out. We having these difficult conversations about our life or other hypothetical situations or whatever.
Situation we've seen.
We've seen, yeah. A lot going on. If you, I forget what to call them, repeated.
Repeating offenders?
No, not repeated offenders. People that came back, our crew, you know what I'm saying? Welcome back, y'all. Thank you.
Hopefully they are repeated offenders of pushing the like button.
Yeah.
Okay, abuse that like button, okay?
Beat on it. Slap the mess out of that like button. You gotta beat it, hold it down. That's what you want to hold and beat on. So today we're talking about when you're caught between your child or your partner. What do you do? Oh my God. What would you do if you caught in between? Let me talk to y'all right quick. Nobody really talks about how hard when you're stuck between your child and your partner. In a blended family, that can be one of the most painful positions to be in. Just painful. People think when you make a decision that it's easy. Everything was just not that hard for you. You're doing whatever. No. In a blended families are difficult. We understand some people blended family. It went fine. It went perfect for you. You're one of the blessed ones. Some of us, not so, I don't say lucky, but not so blessed. I guess say the word again. Not so blessed.
It was more challenging.
Challenging for some of us. My situation, me and my wife, of course, me and my wife, we both are in a blended family. If people don't understand that, if you're new to this, my wife is a step parent. I'm a step parent. We both came in with beautiful kids. We love them dearly with all our heart. But what we believe as Christians, that we put our marriage right up there with God. It's God, then our marriage, children, and everybody else. We follow a set rule for our marriage.
And I know that people like to make that statement, you should never be put in a place to have to choose. Okay, that all sounds good, but reality is situations come up and you have to make a decision. So for all of the people that say, the spouse shouldn't make me choose, or, oh, I'm choosing my child, don't get into a relationship or a marriage. Don't get into a covenant if you feel like you're going to choose your child.
Right.
You don't know. You can do everything by the book. You know, oh, we did play dates. All of the kids get along. Everything looks good. We, gave it time. We assessed everything. We had dates just, with me and you. We had dates with just your daughter. And then we bring the kids together. We did all of these things to make sure or to see if it was a good fit. You don't know what's going to happen later on down the line. What's going to arise later on. You know what I mean? So you have to have a thought process too of something could happen.
And a blended family is very unpredictable at times because you don't really know what that child that's leaving their previous home, previous family, what their emotions and they're going through. If you never been through the painful situation of bringing your child out of that and starting a new family, you don't know what to do. You think, okay, everything seems fine. Then you turn around, there's a problem after another problem, and your spouse is in the crossfires of
this is their fault.
Right. This is their fault.
Y'all didn't go through like this before they came in the picture, and everything is blamed on
right. And you're just trying to start over in a beautiful marriage. You're trying to do it right. You're trying to navigate this. But in some choices, you have to make it sure to understand where are you at with your decision making and your values in life. Even though what the outside world may say. If you made a vow and you value the vows of your marriage and you understand that your child might have to take a back seat. All our children will understand that. They would take a back seat to our marriage. Because in the design, it should have been our marriage was first, then children came along. But everybody's doing it whatever now. We just figuring it out and not understanding marriage comes first and then the children. We're doing things backwards now. So since it's backwards, now a lot of us going through blended families. And then this is one of the decisions you will have to make because...
And one of the consequences of blending the family. That's a consequence of your own sin. Marriage. That's what I'm saying. That's a consequence of your own sin out here willy-nilly having kids with whoever, doing whatever. And now it's just a hot mess.
So some of y'all might say, what could happen, huh? My situation is fine. So I'm going to give y'all a couple of situations. I'm going to give y'all a couple things that could happen. Okay? Since some of you, we do see the comments, and some of them that could never happen, and just blending the family should be fine. Once you love the child, and everything should go fine.
I know, that's crazy. When people
all right, when y'all say certain things. So let's go disrespect. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Disrespect at home. When your spouse said your child is rude and needs strict discipline, your child said your spouse is too harsh and always picking on them. Now both of them want you to pick their side or take their side. That's a situation of disrespect. One, your spouse could be like, hey, I see how you parenting your child, and it doesn't seem like you're a little soft. You're not being disciplined. And in areas they should be being disciplined. That's where y'all will disagree on.
That's good because you all already had different parenting styles. That's why. Or discipline styles before. If somebody was more strict and hey, I'm taking this away or I'm doing this, rather than somebody just saying, no, stop, don't do that. And then that's the end of it. They don't get nothing taken away. There's no consequences for their actions or anything. And now you come in and you treating all of the kids the same because you're not going to just say, hey, you, stop doing that. No. And this person is 6 or 7 years old, too old to be doing what they doing, but you over here disciplining your children, taking stuff away from them, putting them in a corner or whatever your discipline and style is. No, it ain't gonna be no difference in that. They all need to understand that everybody want to have the same treatment when it comes to the good stuff. You know, equal rights. If they get this type of money or if they get new shoes, somebody else should be getting new shoes. It should be the same thing with discipline. Whatever you did, you should be getting disciplined in the same manner as everybody else.
So yeah, that could be a situation where you're being pushed or have to pick between your spouse, your child.
I don't think it should ever be a situation where you're choosing your child in a healthy dynamic. And what I mean by that is if it's we got to make this clear, in no type of abuse situation, because people love to just jump in. What about abuse? Like nobody is talking about abuse. Right. Nobody is talking about any way, shape, or form of abuse. Use common sense. We're not talking about abuse. Because that gets annoying when people try to throw that in there like that's what we're talking about. It's not.
So another example, when the child refused to bond, the partner's trying to the partner keep trying to connect, but the child wants nothing to do with them. Your spouse feels rejected and hurt. Your child said, you can't make me love them. Well, so do you push your child to be more open or back off and risk your partner feeling shut off?
I don't know. And that one is a hard one to me because I feel like you cannot try to force somebody to force the relationship. You can make them go out, but it's not, if it's not a genuine connection, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think that somebody should be forced. If you just not feeling it, you just not feeling it. But understand that you might not be coming around like that. Seriously.
Right. Because you have to pick again. There's another situation where you have to pick your child or your spouse. Your spouse is saying that I'm being disrespected. Your child is saying, and you're trying to talk to your child, come on, can you please do that? Like, no, I'm not. My mom or my dad said I don't have to.
Okay, so go stay with your mom and dad full time.
So what are y'all gonna do?
Go stay with your mom and dad full time because
who y'all picking?
Come over here disrespecting an adult just because you feel like you don't need to, you don't want to bond with this person. That's giving the child a little bit too much leeway, in my opinion, a little bit too much control over the household. If you letting kids run your household based off of their feelings, then I don't know what type of household you're gonna have. But no, I don't think that you should try to force no relationship. If it's not there, it's not there. I mean, do you think that? I mean, what do you think?
Should they force it? No.
Right. Should you make your child like you go sit here, you go?
No, but you will be respectful. I mean, you don't have to like try to force them on because it's gonna be fake, of course.
That's what I mean. Who wants that?
All right, y'all both not gonna be happy with doing it. I want it to happen naturally. It's not gonna happen naturally. But what we're not going to do is go our way to be disrespectful, mean, or to the partner that I love. You're not doing that, and we're gonna set some rules.
But I think that it's sad for the situations where it's the potential of being natural and then other people come in and kind of taint that. That is so sad because it started off as genuine and great and good, and then other people and their negativity influenced, and now the child is not interested.
So what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? This is another situation where you got to pick. Let's talk about something else. Your partner wants more couples time. Your spouse says your child gets all your attention and there's nothing left for our marriage. The child is already struggling emotionally and clinging to you even more. Do you prioritize your relationship or focus on your child's emotional needs?
Again, if this child need all this emotional, I'm serious, and I'm not trying to be funny because there's kids out here that need emotional support. But what I'm saying is this did not just come out the blue. You already had signs of this before entering another relationship. And if you didn't, that means you wasn't paying attention to your own child from the beginning. So all I'm saying is get your child the therapy and the help they need before adding somebody else into the equation. You should not wait till you married and now you sitting here wrestling with, I got to be there for my child mentally and emotionally, and my wife over here, her husband over here suffering because all my time is consumed with my child. You should have been putting all of that time and energy into your child before a relationship.
No, right.
If that's the case.
Right.
But I'm not saying things don't come up. Like we talk about, things might come up. Maybe it was a traumatic situation that happened to the child. Then I think that when it's like that, something happened while in the dynamic. And then, I believe the spouse will be understanding, like, I understand you need to be there for your child. But if it's just something where it's looking like they just want all your attention so that y'all not getting the time y'all need together, that's something totally different. It's the intention.
Right. It's definitely.
What is the intent here?
Right. Definitely have a conversation with your spouse. Definitely be, find where y'all middle ground, where y'all can meet and have an understanding where I spend this a little bit of time because I would believe that the child is on and off. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal because if it's 1 week on, full time. Okay, let's plan where, I take them somewhere else, maybe parents or grandparents or something. Take them there, let's spend time. But
you have to make time for the marriage.
Right. You have to make time for the marriage. And you can't keep blowing up. Right. You won't. You can't keep blowing off your spouse and saying, I got to be there for him. I got to be there for him. Then your spouse
going to be looking at that child some type of way. Like, I don't want to be about this seriously. Like, that can cause something against the child, unfortunately.
Right.
Come on, let's just be honest. I know people try to act so strange. Like, I wouldn't take that other child. Come on. Yes, you would.
Right.
You would be looking at that child like, I'm taking this child.
Right. Secretly. Because I've been seeing some comment on the internet where step-parents blended families and they really dislike the child.
They do,
because they're around too much and they want the time with their spouse. Let's be honest. It is happening. People can fake it and say this is not, and they don't feel like this. They do.
They do.
Honestly, they deep down in feel they don't want to say nothing because they don't want to come off looking some type of way. but they do feel that way about the child
but it's
being
gonna
around.
eventually come out, whether it's to the spouse or to the internet.
Right. So, another one, when arguments over discipline. If your partners punish your child for something, but your child comes crying to you saying it was unfair, your spouse explains you to back them up, but you don't. Do you stand united with your spouse, or do you undo the punishment to protect your child?
You and your child about to get out at this point. If I'm sitting here, I'm serious. If I'm sitting here correcting some bad behavior and putting the child in the corner and they crying and you come there getting them out the corner, you gonna be doing this on your own.
To protect them, right?
It ain't trying to protect them. That is not helping the situation.
No,
because you're teaching that child to disregard and disrespect me.
Right.
The person that's like, you don't have to listen to this person.
Right.
Anytime you come trying to undo the discipline I'm providing, and you want me to watch this child, let the child be out of control on your time.
Because some people can have that sense of empathy for the child, but they need to check that and realize
empathy. Why would you have empathy over something that your child is doing?
Well, I think the natural state of what might occur inside them with that empathy for the child, because
I don't have that.
They need to check that and understand that my partner is not doing out of malice. We hope, we pray this is not happening, but definitely understand where the intent is coming from. Your partner is they are trying to lead and guide them in the right way. They would do that with their own children, so they're trying to treat your child the same way.
See, and that's so we just talked about that.
Understand
just step back.
Right.
If that's the case, step back. Let them do it.
Right.
And if they trying to leave with you, no, I cannot watch your child.
Right.
Because your child is not going to be here disrupting the household, and I'm sitting here disciplining my children, putting them in the corner, but your child don't have to get in the corner. I can't say or do nothing to discipline your child because you getting up, giving them whatever they want after I just said no. That is division. You creating that for yourself at that point.
So, right. Yeah. And what would y'all do? And that's it. What would y'all do? Who are y'all picking?
I know what I would do.
So another one. Let's go with this last one. Your child accuses your spouse of favoritism. Mm-hmm. Your child says they trust their own children better than me. Your spouse said that not true. I feel insulted.
Okay, first of all, that's not true. Like what?
That's not true.
I'm nutty.
And feel insulted.
Get that together.
Do you validate your child's feeling, or do you defend your partner from a painful accusation of them, your child saying, "Oh, they treat their child way better than me. It seems like they get more snacks or they get candy. I don't get that type of treatment."
That's very dangerous situation, because to some that can be considered neglect, depending on what that child is saying. Right. If you sitting here saying, "Oh, you gave that child something to eat, I didn't get nothing to eat," so now you're not feeding kids. Right. Oh, this person got new shoes, but I got I didn't get new shoes. No, they're not even beat up. You just didn't need new shoes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Clothes,
or clothes. Oh, they got a whole new wardrobe, but I didn't get anything at all. That's why the parents need to be in communication, because, okay, there's an explanation for this. You don't just go and run with what a child is saying. That's foolish on your part to do that. Nobody is saying don't believe your child, but they are kids at the end of the day, and their perception of things may not be the truth. So you need to speak to an adult and get a full understanding of what's going on, because that can stop a lot of confusion and whatever is happening in the relationship. I mean, in the marriage or in the household, because they go on to telling the other parent, "Oh, I didn't get nothing. I didn't do this. I didn't do that," and stuff don't even be true.
Right. And if y'all not united, you don't understand your spouse, and you're not really connected with your spouse, you're going to start believing your child more and more, you're not going to have a marriage. You guys are going to be separated before that child is 18 or a teenager. If they are a teenager, you're going to be separated for a couple of years, because you can't constantly pick your child and make it seem like your partner is being unfair and singling out your child. But hopefully that's not true for you guys.
But if that's the case, even if you make it to when the child is 18 years old, You didn't chose your child this whole entire time.
Right.
So what type of marriage do you have left after that?
Right.
The child is not going to realistically just be poof gone at 18.
Never. Right.
So at the end of the day, everybody could keep saying, or no, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people could keep saying 18, 18, 18. That doesn't mean anything. Maybe it means something for child support, but that's about it.
Right.
Because the child might still be there with their hand out.
Right.
Still be there disrespectful. Still be there, don't want to be bothered with your spouse, but want money from you.
Right.
In your household. So, you know.
Exactly. Right. And, y'all, I really hope that that if a lot of y'all heard all this, some of y'all, you're not in a relationship, you do have a child, you hearing this, but I'm picking my child through all these examples, then just don't get married. Don't get in a relationship. Some people like, fine, I'm cool with that. I'm going to take care of my children. That's the best decision you should do.
Right.
A lot of us need to realize this before getting in a relationship or dating or anything, that I'm hearing these examples. I'm hearing this, whatever they call it, what if or hypothetical situation. And I feel like in this season of my life, I'm picking my child. And that's the best decision you should be making for your dynamic. Pick your child.
I think that's very inconsiderate and selfish for somebody to hear or know deep down inside, I'm picking my child, right, but still get somebody else involved and get married, knowing that you would pick your child.
Secretly, right.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's very selfish.
Nobody's
and self-centered.
Coming between me and my child.
Okay, then keep it just you and your child.
Right.
Nothing is wrong with that.
Or double back. Make it work. Make it work then. If you're just gonna be single by yourself, I guess something like, it's too bad I'm gonna be by myself. Be by yourself.
But why add somebody else to that unhealthy dynamic that you already have?
All right.
Or if you already have a troubled child, like why are you adding like that's gonna work out for the step parent? You setting that step parent up for hell.
Right.
They a living hell. You just
right.
You don't even want to deal with what your child going through. Right. And then you add somebody else to that. Right. Again, very inconsiderate. Don't nobody want to be involved with that. That's between you and your child and the biological parent.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to step in and step up. Right. And now I'm being blamed for issues that the child already had.
Was already doing.
Pre-existed.
They was stealing before. Y'all get together, they start stealing your spouse stuff. And now you acting like, you blame my child, huh? You blame my child stealing. They don't even steal like that. You knew they been stealing. They been thieving and lying.
Yeah, they been a liar. They been a troubled child. Like, you don't
That's
try to...
my baby. My baby is good.
Oh, it just happened because, it's that pessimistic, that narcissistic type of situation where people always blaming other... What did the other kids do? What did they do to get punched, slapped, and kicked and choked on? What did they do? It had to be a reason. I think that's ridiculous.
Right.
And again, too, just to talk about this, because a lot of people always feel bad for that child, and it is a sad situation. Feel bad for the child that's kind of like singled out or have to go stay with the other parent full time or whatever. But in a blended family, you have to look at the overall. It's not just about this one child. People have to understand that. If it's 7 kids in total, you have to look at the other 6 children to see what is also going to be best for them. What is best for everyone in this situation. And sometimes it's best to be separated. It's a hard decision to make, but at the end of the day, I don't know.
Right. Just letting y'all know. Just having these conversations. Hopefully it reach somebody that before they jump in a relationship and you have a child, you might want to consider that. Because a lot of y'all, let's be honest, some of the women, are they going to pick their child? Some of the men are just doing whatever, having babies, having families all over the place. We need to really consider this because we're putting our children in danger. We not creating healthy homes. We're creating a lot of blended families for no reason. People have to go through stress and heartache over these situations or these examples. And people don't not understand, just either make it work with your previous relationship or stay single. But let's not just hurry up. Let's get in a whole relationship. I think this person could be a great dad or be a great mom to my children. You need to take care of those kids by yourself. Well, you and your partner need to, your biological parent need to figure that out.
Right.
Don't include me in that. Don't include other people in that. Right. Your child is bad already. You do something. Be by yourself. Some of y'all need to be single, by yourself.
Focusing on the child's mental health,
right.
Or whatever they.
Your child needs that much love,
physical,
right?
Mental, whatever.
Right. They need that much love.
Or not just for the kids that have like mental problems or emotional or mental health. What about physical aspects? Right. Maybe somebody has a physical dynamic, and maybe they hurt themselves. Right. And now they lying on. I don't know. We've heard and seen so much that it just.
So at this point, we just had. Double back, make it work with the previous relationship, or stay single.
I would just say stay single. I don't think people should go back to situations that they left because why did you leave? If it's not good, right? Remember why you left, right? If it's not good, if it was good, they would still be together.
No, right.
You know what I mean?
But sometimes people in the emotion and they just ready to leave and get out of there. Maybe they just.
Yeah, but if you're ready to leave and get out of there, again, there's still an underlying issue that y'all haven't resolved that's still gonna be there even when you go back.
Okay, maybe I just stay single. Just stay single. Work on your child. You know your child. You got 2 or 3 kids, stay single. You got 4 or 5 kids, Lord Jesus. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Stay single. Just stay single. Right. Me and my wife, if we ever got a divorce, God forbid, and we talking about I had 5 kids, you had, right, I have 4. Well, technically I would have 6 because I include all my kids. And my wife have 5. We gotta go. Right. Me and my kids, me and my wife have so many kids, and we try to date other people. That would be.
I appreciate you for trying to include my 2 children before, but you didn't have to do that. But I
would still see them as my children. Like I can't date nobody and be like, oh, I raised them since they was little, and just say disconnect.
But you see how we have 2 different stories, because I would just say 5 kids. Right. Like, I wouldn't be like still trying to say, I ain't even in her life. I'm like 6. Like, no.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be uncomfortable. But somebody else could be offended. Like, she didn't add on.
Right.
I didn't add on. I'm not in the.
Right.
I am not in a place to try to take that type of achievement to say it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it was just funny when you said that, because you got stuck. You was like, she got. That was funny.
So we hope that this blessed somebody. We appreciate you stayed this long.
We do.
Thank you for hanging out with us, chilling, and listening to our conversation. Man, I guess we could say we're kind of against blended family. We just want people to, if you're making a family, stay together, make it work, be prepared before having babies and kids out here. Stay single. Realize your future and stop just being with somebody just because. Let's start thinking about this stuff before we're creating broken homes after broken homes, because the people that's really affected and being hurt by the situation are the children. The children are always being affected by this dynamic, and people always want to say, "I'm thinking about my child. I love my child." Do you really?
No, you're not thinking about them. No. I mean, you love your child, but you're not thinking about them. You're thinking about your own. You think about getting out that situation. I'm just saying, people thinking about their own sexual needs, their own loneliness, they're not thinking about their child's mental health, and they're not thinking about that.
So, we thank y'all so much. We love y'all. We appreciate it. We out of here. This is Allen.
See ya.
Peace.
Marriage is not a game.